1950 Evinrude Sportsman, 1.5 horsepower. You gotta love it. I've got I think a 2000 something Yamaha 2 horsepower. It doesn't run any better than this. And this is a 1950. So let's go over a little history here. Gotta show you this neat over-engineered tank cap here. Kind of like this little door. Has a nice detail to it. So this one here was my grandfather's best friend's that he bought new, from what I understand. And he had this and a 1958 Evinrude 7.5, and he used them for fishing. Both of them were loved. This one, when I got it, it was well used. You can see there's little scratches and stuff on it, and the recoil, and from these cowlings down, was repainted silver, but quite crudely. So fortunately the tank was not repainted, so I took the liberty of just cleaning that stuff up and repainting it with an original finish. And I was able to leave the original tank colors and decals and all that stuff to make it look original yet better, because it was pretty bad. It was brush coated and there was paint peeling off and stuff like that. So somebody tried to take care of it, but I guess they didn't have the technology, the painting technology. But this is a fabulous little engine. It really is very simple. It's got the one jet. You turn it all the way to the left to choke it when it's cold. This is your mixture adjustment in the middle range here, and then when you turn it all the way clockwise, it basically just shuts off the main jet. But there's also a fuel shutoff right here. And I honestly didn't have to take this apart at all. I thought I'd be getting into O-rings and all kinds of weird gaskets, but I didn't touch it. The tank was clean. I did clean the carburetor, and I had some cooling problems with this one. And I wish I could tell you exactly what the problem was, but I fixed it. I don't like when that happens. But I'll tell you what I did. So I dropped the gear case. This one does have 2 rubber impellers on the top of the gear case, and they honestly looked fine to me. They were pliable, they're in good shape. In between them, there's like this wafered disc that transfers the water from the lower impeller to the upper impeller, and then it pushes it up to the power head. That looked pretty good too. It had a couple, little crusties of corrosion on it, but really not bad. So fortunately, I was able to find a new one of those discs from Ken Hall. He had a brand new one. I bought 2 new impellers on eBay. I won't disclose what I paid for them, but I just had to have them. And I put that all together, and I resealed the gear case. I was like, we're good to go. I put it in the test tank, and it still didn't pump enough water. It was getting too hot for me, and I was worried about damaging it. So I didn't know what was going on, so I pulled the gear case down again, made sure I put everything together correctly, made sure everything's in good shape, made sure the water tube was clear. It seemed fine. So I was at a loss, so I pulled the jug off, the cylinder off of the crankcase and crank, and I blew up through there, no obstructions. I did notice that there was 2 recessed holes where the cylinder jug meets the case where the water transfers through. That it looked like those 2 recessed little holes should have had O-rings in them. So I blew out the passages in the case and in the block with air pressure. I didn't see anything come out. I put O-rings in there because I thought they should be there. And I just put it back together, and it pumps like crazy now. So I don't know if those little pockets that were recessed where I put the O-rings were where it was leaking, but it wasn't misfiring like it was getting water into the crankcase or the cylinder, and it wasn't leaking water out of, you know, the mating surface. So I don't know what was going on there, but it pumps like crazy now. Thank you, Ken, for that part. And I'm really enjoying it. It runs so well. A little loud at speed, but I can deal with that. It idles down to, you saw, like a ½ mile an hour. And it has more power than I thought it would. It's a single cylinder, and it pushes this boat with an engine laying in it, and me at 4.5 miles an hour. That's the same as some 3 horsepowers that I have. So this one's pretty impressive. So if you see one of these, pick it up. It's a 1950 Evinrude Sportsman, 1.5 horsepower. They had him for several years, and I'm very fortunate to have this one, which again came from my grandfather's best friend. So I'm happy to keep it going. Run 'em if you got 'em.